And hello everyone, all about the gyro here, and here she is. This is our chariot for Season 2 of the 2022 iRacing calendar, the Porsche GT3R, and this livery is one of 3 that I have made up by the lovely Melody Chance. This one, for ASPCA, Adopt, Don't Shop. So I'm going to show you this, and then we're going to get into a race. So you see Adopt today on the top. And then what will happen is on the doors, you will see a dog and a cat. That's on the door. That's why you can't see it very well. But here she is. This, the new ride that we have. So we're just waiting for the session to start. We're going to do a GT3 fixed race here at Sebring. And since I know Sebring pretty well, and we've had a fair bit of luck here, both ourselves and supporting Paul Webster, I figured we would race our Porsche and see how the new changes are. So, a lot of talk in the GT3s about draft, about it's got more aero, but it's slower in the slow corners, so on and so forth. So, figured we would drive it ourselves and see how it feels. So, and as you see, it's moved us along. And we'll see how this car races. So, all right, I got all my duckies in a row. So this is fixed. So the only thing you change is the brake bias, and I tend to throttle mine back a little bit. So pretty informal. This is unranked, so I'm racing in my Crocs. This is kind of a throwback to the old days. So this is 15 minutes unranked. It's Sebring. So you figure this is probably going to be 7 to 8 laps around here.
Radio check.
Spotter, radio check.
All right, let me get my duckies in a row here. And there we are. We are, and you have custom numbers in this. But that gives you the idea. So we have 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30 cars. So VRS style. They'll show you the fixed setup. Here's the only thing you change is brake bias. That's it. So if you go in here, there's one option. So for those unaware, when they say the GT3s have gone through some major changes, they've gone through some major changes. So let me start with right here. minimum tire pressures have gone from 21.5 pounds per square inch to 24. So 165 kilopascals for our metric friends is the minimum. So the first big question that has to be deciphered is tire performance and wear. They have already told us that the degradation on a second stint of double stinted tires will be more significant. So we already know. The next thing is you see in the upper left corner, we now have specific anti-roll bars. And you have settings.
Track temperature's rising. It's now 110 Fahrenheit.
And you get the idea there where the more stiff in the front, the more it will understeer, vice versa. And if you come down, the rear now has this as well. And the more stiff in the rear, the more oversteer you're going to have. Note you still have the 4 degrees of camber. You still have positive toe. Looking at this Sprint setup, they definitely made it a little softer in the front than I would like here at Sebring. But then again, I got 2 Whiz-Bang Wonder setups for Sebring that I now have to tune a little bit more because of the granularity that I have in the anti-roll bars. That's the second thing. The third thing to note is the fuel level. So on the Porsche, they have changed the fuel size. As far as I understand, 98 liters is the max fuel size on the Porsche. I would not be surprised if they made the other changes on the other GT3 cars as well. So, we're in qualifying. We're going to race from the back because it's unofficial. We want to see how the car operates. So, let's discuss how these cars are going to react. I think this is what's going to happen. If the aero has been improved, or these cars are a little bit more aero dependent, that means the draft may be less potent than it used to be. Because if all the cars are slicker, it should be a little bit easier as the lead car to be able to hold off a pursuer. Now, I do know because of the aero tweaks, slow corners are a little bit harder now for GT3. Sebring here has its share of slow corners, so it's going to be very interesting between the hairpin, turn 2 as well, and those 2 corners, see how the car reacts. It should be quicker in the faster corner. So Sunset, that'll be very interesting to see how that car reacts. And then also fuel mileage. Fuel mileage is a big unknown for sure. And so I'll be very, very curious to see how this goes. Now, my BMW time here is toward the front of this grid right now. So, and the BMW does not race well here at all because of the bumps and all that. Now, with the new changes, we'll see. So I'll be very curious to see how the bumps and everything react with all these changes. So, yeah, these are exciting times. Expect all of your old setups to not work right. Craig A. Williams of Craig Setup Shop has already said, hey, they're not going to work very well. He's laid out the expectation of there's going to be major changes. So much so that I would keep your old setups for reference. Have some idea of spring rates, compression, rebound, and all that. But some of it, yeah, you're going to have to do the hard work to figure out how these cars are going to behave. So yeah, I figure I would do some first impression videos as kind of a final send-off.
The leader has just done a 201.74.
This
New
is
fastest lap for Frank, 201.61.
the last couple days I will be in this house before I move to my new home. So, because of that, it's nice to kind of get some content made. I've driven the F4. You'll see that on the channel. I need to drive the Brazilian stock cars. Winton, I have driven around. It's going to be a very good track for slower cars. But for GT3 spec, that will be a skip week because it is really hard to pass. You can park on the apex, and due to the fact that there's hairpins and a lot of right-angled corners, if you're stuck behind a car that doesn't get off the corner well, you don't have enough distance to make it work, so to speak. So, but for junior formula, I think it's going to race really, really well. All right, so let's go ahead and grid up. Starting 25th. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down 2 clicks already on the brake bias just to keep it neat and tidy. And so one of the big questions is going to be is, will the older GT3 cars, so remember we still have the Ford, which there is a rumor that the Aston Martin GT3 is going to replace the Ford. It's still a rumor. We have the McLaren, the Mercedes Evo, and you also got the Audi R8. We're missing the Evo on that. So, and a couple of familiar names in here. So Gustavo Gomez, we've raced against Jordi before. Mr. Lopez, his name sounds familiar. But that's going to be the key question is, supposedly these cars have been bopped already. So we're waiting for that. Because it's unranked, you can have all the incidents you want, but the sporting code is still in effect. You do get a fast repair, which is nice.
15 minutes. You'll need to get
I would love to see
air temp is 75.
I would love to see the fixed series down in C,
Follow car number
but
03.
C license is now pretty packed. So,
Catch up to car number 03.
So let's see if I can get some heat in the tires. Now here's the thing, 6 degrees. We'll have to see, because rumor has it the wing values have changed as well. So we're going to be very, very
Catch up to car number 03.
Sebring is hitting the GPU pretty hard right now. I think as the cars filter out, it'll be a little bit better. My graphics card is now class 2
Need to catch up to car number 03.
instead of class 1 because of the improvement. So as you see the rendering artifacts going on. So 6 degrees of wing. So we're going to have to see how the tires come up the temp as well. We were really quick in the Porsche here at the end of the season.
To close the gap to the guy ahead.
And I'll mute the voice chat because we're going to have some salty people. All right. So tire pressures. We got Jack Kirk behind me.
You need to catch up to the guy ahead. Okay, Dwayne.
So we
you
don't
ready?
know how
Watch the
tire
lights.
warming is going to affect this. So, oh,
Go.
we've got to slow down.
15 minutes left.
People did not go when they were supposed to.
Splitting.
On your right. Clear right.
There's an incident in Christensen. Yellow flag.
Car right. Clear right. On your right. Clear right.
Good start.
A lot of banging and barging behind me. I can tell you right now, you can stand on the brakes a little harder.
Incident in ahead. We think it might be Oliver.
That is behind me. little bit more understeer on cold tires on this set.
There's an incident in Tower.
We're in Tower right now.
Incident in Gendebien. There's an incident in Le Mans. It looks like Campbell.
Mr. Campbell just ran himself into the wall back there, trying to get the tires.
Car right. Hold your line. Hold your line. Hold your line. Clear right.
All right, Dwayne, keep doing what you're doing. This is spot on. E14.
A little bit more neutral. And what I mean by that, it's not totally trying to kill me. A little more neutral. Mr. Thompson with an excellent overtake.
The car in front of us is Hicks.
See a lot of disconnects here. So a little bit more neutral. The rear isn't swinging as hard as expected. And now we're going to see a battle here. Mr. Thompson, Mr. Hicks.
There's an incident in Sunset. The leader's just done a 201.18. Yellow flag.
Okay, very interesting there. I was actually able to get through Sunset a little better.
E12. Okay, Dwayne, the next car is Ray.
We're moving forward. So, the Ferrari, the fixed set here looks quick. Like properly quick. This is going to be very interesting up ahead here. On the outside.
Just ignore him, he'll go away. He's faster than you into Christensen.
Draft is a little bit less noticeable here.
Right side, clear right.
So that went for it there, and is now going to pay the price. Lost it. Yep.
Fastest lap for Thompson, 2:01.16. The stewards have called us into the pits for
Broken
repairs.
car. So,
Watch your speed. Pit lane speed limit is 45 miles per hour. You've got loads of fuel. Box in 5, 4, 3.
you see the count off now.
1. Box now.
We'll just get the fast repair done. That's why we're learning. So, what happened is
There's traffic behind. Keep your wits about you.
the car acted a little differently than expected. And I lost the car in a way I was not banking on. So what that tells me is I got to go a little wider now into Sunset.
That's half distance. You're looking good for fuel. There's an incident in the hairpin. Looks like it's Perry. The gap in front is increasing. It's now 3.2
The
seconds.
car does like a little more maintenance throttle now, really. It's just a little bit more planted. I feel like I can trust it a little bit
Gender BM.
with mid-apex. So the brakes are better, and mid-apex is a little better. See, it was a little bit wider. Much better through Sunset there. So,
18th.
now that the tires are going here, 27.4 psi on the left front. So I'm wondering now if the tires work through a larger range. Be very curious to see how these tires react in the heat.
Okay, Dwayne, relax, focus, keep it smooth. There's an incident in turn 1. We think it might be Hicks. 5 minutes remaining, 5 minutes left. The gap in front is increasing, it's now about 4.0.
And that is Nico's driving away from me. Now that is a Lambo, and the Lambo, I would not be surprised if it's still a very good car. I'm getting just a little bit of wheel hop on this setup here. So I would have stiffened it up a little bit, cancel the wheel hop.
You need to push if we're going to hold this position.
I'm having the lift there because the front end isn't picking up because it's bouncing.
You've just done a 2:02.12. That's your quickest lap in this session.
See? Yeah, the front needs to be stiffened up here. I would definitely be quicker.
The stewards have warned us
Because I'm gaining time on Jordy and Jonathan. So... But yes, Porsche is a little more calm. I like it. I really like it mid-corner now. It's even better mid-corner than it was before.
Incident in turn 1. It looks like it's Hicks. There's an incident in Genderbian. It looks like Gomez.
We're going to gain a position here. See here, that's the wheel hop.
Front is now 5.3.
But I'm really liking it.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
There's a bump right about here. So I made the adjustment. I wanted to get on the gas, but I could feel the rear say, no, 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 don't do it. And I held the throttle, and I wouldn't have had that feel last season. So, I'm liking this. You still got to pay very close attention in the Porsche. But if the sprint setup is any indicator, Paul and I are going to be pretty happy driving this car. And notice the time we are chewing. We were 10 seconds behind. Now we're 5.5, Mr. Jordy. That should be a little tighter there. Just carrying the speed right now. The car has got better flow.
Incident in turn 1. It looks like Hicks. There's an incident in Le Mans.
Ah, Nikas is in the Ford.
Left side. Clear left.
Okay, Dwayne, you've got half your fuel left. Nice pass.
.201.8.
B17. White flag, last lap. Good lap. That's your quickest today.
This Porsche is quick. You have to drive it slightly more patiently because of the softer front, but you can see as they have squabbled and fought, That was a little better. It just tells you the Porsche is quick. Here at Sebring. I've made up 9 seconds on these guys.
On your left. Still there. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Hold your line. Still there. Still there.
He's got to go around the long way.
Incident in turn 1. Looks like it's Kirk.
Ah.
P15. Okay, it's over. Well done, mate. Good finish.
Well, first impression of the GT3 changes. Well, Porsche drives really good. Just needs a firmer front here at Sebring. And the car would be even quicker. Everything else I like about this setup. This is not a bad sprint setup. But remember, you're making a generic setup for everything. I can understand why it's a little soft. Let's look at my laps. So we lost in the sunset, but note 2018 on a sprint setup. That is not too shabby. 2021, 2018, and then the 2029 and 2029 is because of traffic. So in clean air, this is a rapid car. The results, as you see here, yeah, I'm excited for GT3s this season. And with that, my friends, we're going to call this good. As always, take care of yourself, take care of one another, and God bless.